Alright, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and get our real estate in Panama purchase process video series going here. This is part one, which we'll talk about all three parts here, but the name of the series is Buying Property from A to Z. Now there's obviously a lot that is detailed in the real estate purchase process. Of course, you've got to find the right property, which we'll get into in part one, and then once we find it, the purchase process, we'll go over what a contract looks like, how to formalize an offer, how to get an idea about market value before we can make the offer, of course, and part three, after the sale, everything that's involved in managing an investment and really living in Panama in general. So part one, the hunt is on. Of course, you got to explore the area to find out what you're looking for, and we're going to get into our Google Earth series shortly following this this little introduction PowerPoint, which is going to detail all of the neighborhoods. Next thing we're going to do is, of course, narrow down the neighborhoods. Once we find out the area that you want to live, that's when we focus in on individual properties, whether they are homes, condos, or in some cases land. But of course we need to narrow down the geographic region first before we can really start digging into the individual listings, all the while understanding value and price point, which we're going to get into significantly in this presentation, and then finally we make an offer. Alright, so here we are looking at a Google Earth screenshot. This is actually the entire Western Hemisphere. Follow my cursor here. This is Panama. As you can see, well, we'll zoom in a little bit closer, but you can see Costa Rica to our west, Colombia to our east, and of course Miami to Panama. You're looking at about a 2.5-hour flight, so very, very accessible to get to Europe, not too far away there on the other side of the globe, as you can see. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our property tour started. Zooming in on Panama. We've got our place markers there. Let's stop a little bit and again look. Costa Rica to the west. Panama as a country, from Panama City to the border, you're looking at roughly 500 kilometers. Takes about 8 hours in a car to get from the capital city of Panama to the border of Costa Rica. To go from north to south, you're looking at about roughly an hour to get from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. Kind of cool. And again, Colombia to our east. Let's zoom in a little bit more and start looking at some neighborhoods and some regions. First, we're going to start with Panama City. Specifically, we're going to fly into the Tocumen Airport here. That's our international airport. We've also got several regional airports throughout the country, but alright, let's zoom in. Alright, Tocumen International Airport. Like I said, daily non-stops leaving to the US, Canada, Europe, all the major air carriers here. First neighborhood we're going to go to is Costa del Este neighborhood, and what we're going to do in this presentation is go back and forth between the Google Earth and Microsoft PowerPoint to give you an idea about individual neighborhoods. Before we leave Costa del Este, as you see, we've got the Corridor Sur, which is our one of two highway systems cutting right through Costa del Este. Costa del Este, we'll zoom out a little bit so you can see where we came from here. Tocumen Airport to Costa del Este, you're looking at about 20 minutes, and then another 5 to 10 to get into Panama City. Now let's take a look at the Costa del Este area. Alright, Costa del Este, Panama's first suburb. As you can see on the notes here, it's a mixed-use community. Looking at the picture on the right-hand side, very typical of the type of roads in Costa del Este. This is an older picture. There's a lot more condos now, but still representative of what's going on in Costa del Este. Wide streets. It's significantly quieter. Great for families, as we said here in the slide. there's a few schools that are both located in Costa del Este and also very close to Costa del Este. In fact, some of the best schools in Panama are in this neighborhood, which, as we said in the Google Earth presentation, is about 20 minutes from the airport and about 5 or 10 minutes from Panama City, depending on traffic. And as you can see, quite high end. Now we can get into individual listings as a part of our property tour. This is more to just give you an idea about what's going on in the Costa del Este neighborhood. Alright, our next neighborhood is going to be San Francisco. San Francisco is about a 5-minute drive. And now we're a little bit more closer to the city center. San Francisco, home to the Atlapa. That's our convention center, one of two. San Francisco, also known for the park. And really just, it's a neat neighborhood. A lot of Panamanians live there. Of course, expats are starting to move there as well. Let's explore the San Francisco neighborhood a little bit more now. Next we have San Francisco. San Francisco is, say, one of Panama's largest neighborhoods. Again, mixed use. You've got a lot of older buildings, newer buildings, high-rises, low-rises, and of course single-family homes. There's a few little subdivisions within San Francisco, including Altos del Golf, which is one of the nicest single-family home neighborhoods in Panama. We've also found some very good prices in San Francisco because of the variety of options there. Price per square meter tend to be, on average, a bit lower than, say, El Cangrejo or Avenida Balboa. Of course, you've got the benefit of living in the park there. Easy access to Tocumen, a lot of little great restaurants. As you can see, some cool property options. Property on the left-hand side, you've got some really great views of the city and also the green areas of San Francisco. And on the right, we've got a penthouse in Terra Mar, which is right on the water. And again, very close to, quote-unquote, downtown Panama City. Alright, next neighborhood right down the road is Punta Pacifica. Of course, Punta Pacifica is most well known for some famous residences, including the Trump Tower and Venetian. We'll get into that in our slideshow portion here, but as you can see, Punta Pacifica is a peninsula, and again, as the crow flies, it's not very far at all from San Francisco, and really only about 25 minutes from the airport, or about 5 minutes from the banking center here near El Barrio. Very close to Avenida Balboa and the Cinta Costera Park system, which we will be exploring in a little bit. So let's take a look at the PowerPoint on Punta Pacifica. Alright, here we have Panama's next neighborhood, Punta Pacifica. As you can see on the picture below to the left-hand side, we've got quite a few condos going on in Punta Pacifica, both in construction and completed, as well as some massive single-family homes. Punta Pacifica is a fairly small neighborhood, very exclusive. We've got quite a few amenities within walking distance, including Multi-Plaza Mall, which is on the bottom right corner there. All the high-end brands, Prado, Louis Vuitton, etc. in Multi-Plaza, as well as some very nice restaurants, great open-air dining, and of course good shopping. So, as we said, single-family homes and condos. Majority of the housing options in Punta Pacifica are condos. You've got some very high-end neighbors, including the Trump Ocean Club, due for completion first quarter of next year. Bellagio and Venetian, both of which are completed buildings. No relation to the Las Vegas casinos of the same name. Trump will be the only casino in the area. And as we said in the slide here, it is under construction. There's quite a lot of new buildings going up in Punta Pacifica. Majority of that construction should be done within about a year to a year and a half. Here we have some property options. As you can see, some great ocean views from Punta Pacifica, very close to the Johns Hopkins Hospital, as well as the Multiplaza and Multicentral malls. Easy driving distance to the banking area, really to anywhere in the city, and as we said in the Google Earth tour, not too far from the hospital or from the airport either. Alright, and our next neighborhood is Paitilla, which is right next to Punta Pacifica. As you can see, Paitilla got a lot of single-family homes right on the water, beautiful older homes, as well as some new condos. Let's look at Paitilla neighborhood in our slideshow. Alright, here we have Paitilla, which is one of Panama City's oldest neighborhoods. The original skyscrapers went up in Paitilla, including what used to be the Holiday Inn, now the Punta Paitilla Hotel. But as you can see, quite a lot of condos in Paitilla as well, but there's also some single-family homes and duplexes nestled in there. Historically home to the Jewish community, so there's quite a few synagogues and Jewish schools within Paitilla. And as we said, tree-lined avenues, really very pretty neighborhood to walk around in. There's some restaurant options and some shopping, obviously close to these two shopping centers here. As you can see, we've got an older property here to the left-hand side. This condo is actually almost 35 years old, but as you can see, it's fairly well kept. On the right-hand side, we show some views from Paitilla out towards the city, looking over the corridor sewer here. Paitilla, you can get some older homes for older condos, I should say, for well under $1,000 a square meter, or roughly $90 a square foot. Still very much available, as well as some new high-end $1 million plus residences in Paitilla.